Hello, Leo, and welcome to your collective reading. The collective reading for the sign of Leo, wherever it is in your placement, welcome. My name is Andrew. If you're new, we're happy to have you. And if you're returning, welcome back. I wanted to do a few other signs before I got to you, but I just kept feeling Leo, Leo, Leo. And if your sign, if you don't even have placement in Leo and you're finding this reading, know that there is no division. We are all connected to these energies, and these are all impulses. So if you're brought here, allow yourself to receive this. And with that being said, allow your own intuition to serve as the guiding post, your other half in receiving any collective reading, especially mine. I want them to actually serve. And the only way they can is if you're tuned into your inner compass and your guidance system, so that we all may be able to receive value and be able to absorb the nutrients in the message, so to speak. If you're interested in booking a private session with me, my website is andrewsintuition.com. You can find that in the description of this video. But let's see what you have going on, Leo, okay? Leo is a super cardinal energy, and believe it or not, you guys have been guiding this effort forward, right? This ascension. You guys have been holding space in so many ways for the rest of us to move forward in this. And I can't even remember. Actually, maybe let me look it up. I want to see if Leo is a cardinal energy. I believe it is. Oh, it's a fixed sign. I don't know too much about fixed signs. Let me look that up super quick. As the name suggests, the fixed sign of the zodiac universe are immovable, fixed, and can also be stubborn. Okay, so your stubbornness, Leo's stubbornness, has held space for us all to move through this, right? And even though cardinal signs, it's almost like you guys hold steady. You guys are the line. Thank you. You're the line that's being held, right? You're the first in the front. Of all of the marching soldiers, you're up front. Let's see what we have here, because the cardinal, the central energy here is the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is slow, and you've been slowly pushing that forward. You've been slowly moving this energy, and this relates to a lot of things. And many of you guys, I'm actually feeling like this has to do with the soul path, right? So I'm not really feeling much romantic energy here, although that might come through. It feels like there's more of a effort here to bring in the new paradigm, to find success in a way that feels right, to shine, right? We know that we're stars. We've been collecting that message or connecting to the message of the star for a while. At least I know I have. And I feel like the collective that I read for has too, right? We've been pulling that card for ourselves, so we know what we're made of. We're made of that star stuff, right? At least we are gifted enough and blessed enough to be able to live in awareness of it. Now, what do we do to allow that to translate to the world we live in? That's where Leo comes in. But I'm definitely feeling like Leo right now, while you guys have been leading the charge, you guys are most affected right now. You guys are calling out for support. You're calling out for help the same way we've called out for Leo so many times. And everybody wants to demonize Leo as well. That's kind of what I'm getting to. It's not like you guys are perfect, that you don't make mistakes, but people are very apt and very quick to judge Leo and to make Leo out to be the problem here. And I think that happened one too many times here. And I feel like there's some kind of like effort, like wherever it was that you were canvassing your land here, something kind of backfired or something didn't work out according to expectation. And Leo's kind of finding themselves dealing with some emotional energy that's a little hard to deal with. I invite you guys to look at my collective message, because that's going to be a huge reading here. But I'm also feeling like, I'm feeling pregnancy for some of you, or I'm feeling birth of new things. I'm feeling like it's not going according to what you assumed or what you thought, but that's okay. The Empress here and the Ace of Cups is telling me that there's you're learning how to basically live with your emotions here. It really goes in alignment with the message I was giving to the collective, where I was saying like a lot of the emotions that are coming up are trying to make us feel or want to activate our ego minds, our trauma minds, to feel like it's not working, to feel like something is off, something has gone left, we failed in some way. And Spirit is saying, this is just intense emotion, and now you're upgraded in a way where you're holding space to be able to feel what you feel without giving it a name. So if you can feel what you feel without giving it a name, then you'll actually be watering your garden. You'll actually be giving this Ace of Pentacles exactly what he needs, exactly what you need to thrive, to build here. It's about time that Leo gets their flowers. Thank you, Spirit. The Knight of Cups too, yeah. So it's almost like the Knight of Pentacles is being changed on his mission, right? So at first it was the Knight of Pentacles. It was all the tangible. It's all the physical things that we build and all the things that we do, the planning, right? The tangible, right? The going out there and hitting the pavement kind of vibe, right? But with the Knight of Cups, it's changed. And now it's not that. Now it's more. Now it's something different, right? What does that mean? It means that it's less about the physical, tangible things, and it's more about the way that we hold ourselves through it. And this is a message for the collective, right? This is another message from the collective reading. But now let's kind of see where this leads us in reference to being specifically for Leo. Yeah, Leo, they want you to hold on, okay? Also, I'm seeing here that Leo also is kind of struggling between two paths or two options here. And there's almost like this wonder, or it's almost like a, Spirit is saying Leo has saved everyone else in the collective at all different times from giving up on something, from letting it go, from losing that fire, right? And now Leo's at this place where they're kind of worried and losing their fire. Know that it's the Ace of Cups. Know that it may not feel pleasant, but it's everything that's needed next. You called this in, and now it's an evolution. Now you're going from the Knight of Pentacles, which you would think would go to the Queen of Pentacles, but no. It goes to the Knight of Cups, okay? All the Knights. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Knight of Wands comes out at some point, but you've mastered that already is what I'm hearing, right? But with this Two of Wands, it feels like, there's a foot in each world, like I've been talking about. But with Leo, it feels like, where do I put my fire behind? What do I put my fire behind? You put your fire behind the emotions that you feel, right? And whether it feels heavy or it feels light, there's a acknowledgement and a learning how to carry that, because that is what caused Leo to self-destruct in the past, is not being able to hold the water, not knowing how to hold the water. You know how to hold your fire, right? And you've been mastering how to hold your pentacle, how to hold the earth energy, how to hold the building, the masculine, right? Now, holding the feminine, that emotional experience. And Spirit is saying, don't give up, don't give up. And they're using me as a messenger to say, don't let it go, don't give up. Swords, that's the one thing we didn't talk about. And in reference to communicating your emotions, now you're brand new, right? Now you're a student of this, and it may not all come out perfectly, and let perfection go out of your mind, because that's not the point. And the Eight of Cups. This is a release, a grand release. I was talking in the collective message about planes. Like, each of us think about us as planes, each and every one of us. And we've all been invited to release the burdens, release the weight that prevents us from taking off. And that's exactly what we're doing here, Leo. So if you're feeling it, if you're lost in some shit, what is Leo lost in right now, Spirit? What is Leo lost in? What is Leo lost in? Not being received, okay? Not being received. You don't want to admit it, but you feel like it's not worth it. None of it is worth it. None of what you're building in your individual solo dolo journey is worth it, because you're not being received. And the pain of not being received almost feels too much. And Spirit is saying, no, feel that, because that is exactly what has allowed you to go haywire before. And now in your allowance of feeling that, you kind of remove them from the equation, and you allow yourself to receive the cup that they won't receive. I don't know if this is making sense. I hope it's making sense. Let me know in the comments if you know what I mean. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, then you're picking up the fourth cup, baby. Let's see. What else do we have here for Leo? Holy Spirit, thank you. Yeah, this foundation, right? Your tribe, your home, your stability. Four of Wands speaks of, I'm also hearing like multiple sources of income, but I'm hearing like all of the different aspects of your wisdom that are no longer to be ignored, not even by anybody else. Like giving up the idea that they're going to receive us. And Leo has convinced themselves that they don't need to be received. They don't need people to see it. They're okay. Like, you know, they know what's up. They don't need nobody. They don't need validation. In truth, you guys have a very soft underbelly, babies. And in many ways, you've been holding space in an unconscious way to be received and seen. But what comes first, the chicken or the egg? I don't know. All I can tell you is that the being received comes from you first, and then it comes from the collective around you. And they do see you. That's the thing. So Spirit is saying they do see you. And when you realize that the fact that they see you triggers them, and then they actually lie and they pretend, I don't want nothing to do with that. Meanwhile, they're over here taking notes. Some of you guys are going to be buying a new house and you're worried about a new place to live. Know that that's coming in, okay? Live in faith with that. I'm also hearing like that there's some suppressed emotions that are coming out, repressed memories that are coming to the surface here that are challenging you, okay? But when we go from the 4 to the 5, right, this is like realizing like, hey, everything I've invested in with this person is not real because it's a trigger. Well, not because it's a trigger, but it is a trigger. So therefore you're realizing that what you thought you had, you don't actually have the way you thought you did. That makes sense? And it's causing you to be triggered because you're like, well, you know, Leo fights for the pride, okay? So Leo fights for the fam, Leo fights for the pride, Leo fights for even for the entire ecosystem, the savannah, right? And when you realize that the savannah can't see you or appreciate you, it kind of clicks you into this place where you're able to hold space for yourself and see yourself. You're able to receive what you didn't allow yourself to receive before because you were still focused on being seen. And now you have that much more motivation. Leo is relearning where to place their motivations, where to place or how to work with their motivation, right? Or no, Leo is learning where to source their drive, their motivation. And it's not coming from others anymore. Even though you didn't think it was, on some level it was. I'm hearing for some of you, it was like a marriage, a husband, right? Or a partner. For some of you, it was someone else. And it doesn't mean that you have, like, you're walking away from this relationship, but it means that you're understanding that, you know, you're setting the tone here. You're the fixed sign. You're the one that holds the space. And what people do with that is their choice, right? You've been holding the space. We all serve a divine purpose in this ascension process. And Leo's been holding the space as a fixed sign. So you can never change who you are. And this relates to all of us as our unique tapestry of the divine creation cannot be ignored by us, each and every one. And that's how we relate to you. But you live that on the surface, right? I can't change who I am. That's who I am. I can't change that, right? You've been less apt to deny the aspects of yourself that so many of us deny. And therefore now you're needing a little bit help in the movement forward. And that's about holding space. If you got any water sign friends, link up, babies. Link up. Yeah, victory. I'm here to say, like, don't lose faith, Leo. Don't lose faith. Right now you're feeling all types of wonky emotions, but that has nothing to do with the fact that you failed. It has everything to do with the fact that you are ready to experience a new level of sensitivity, and you're able to hold yourself in a new way, and therefore water your garden that will bring the manifestations that you've been working towards into fruition, and therefore allow you to be the divine, authentic spark of your creation that will allow you to birth what is needed. Because Leo may not want to acknowledge it or admit it, but you guys want people around you to be healed too. You want people around you to feel that fire too. And it bothers you. It almost holds you back. I'm also hearing like some of you guys are moving away from alcohol or substance abuse issues. And you're doing it in a way that is really supported by spirit and by your own consciousness. There's like a wind at your back and support in that. Hierophant. I pulled this before, but the Hierophant it's to me, lately, it's been reading about submission. Submission to a higher power and to I'm hearing a hierarchy, right? And letting yourself fall upon the hierarchy where you belong just by being and by holding faith and by holding yourself through it. Queen of Wands. This is your true nature and the divine feminine within you and your intuitive ability. And the Devil card here, right? I don't know how this all relates to the Devil. I don't know, that kind of came out of left field. So you're turning away from those that are enslaved here, right? Your head was turned this way as the Queen of Wands, right? And now your head is turning this way. You're not paying attention to all the ways in which you feel like you're still stuck or still like a slave or still, I guess, chained to the old paradigm or to the way the people that you used to connect to or used to. There's less focus on the interconnectedness of the people around you and what they're stuck in, and there's more emphasis on where you fall in the hierarchy, where you fall. And it's not about like hierarchy in the sense of like some of us fall above others, but it's about where our divine purpose is. Hierarchy is a good thing. Structure is a good thing. And it doesn't mean that one person is better than the other. It's just we all have different jobs to do, okay? I'm not gonna go to Taco Bell and disrespect the person at the drive-thru and make them feel like their job is less than the surgeon that's working at the children's hospital. It doesn't work that way. Each of us have a place, and what we choose and where we allow ourselves to fall based on our authenticity then allows us to have a strong connection as a collective, that's how we hold the line, okay? Let's pull a animal oracle card for Leo. An animal oracle card, Spirit, thank you. What is Leo? Oh, thank you. Snake, desire. Yeah, this reading really is all about desire because it feels like what Leo doesn't allow themselves to receive what Leo judges about themselves, what they hold. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. That's Spirit telling me, just read the freaking book. Let them read, let them hear it, and then allow yourself to receive the download because it's not ready yet. Snake. Keywords: desire, healing, regeneration, sexuality, deceit, craftiness, lies, venom. One of humanity's primordial fears, snakes are also a potent symbol of subconscious, desire, and our dark nature. We are both attracted to snakes and repelled by them. Carl Jung wrote much about the symbolism of the serpent in the Red Book. He posited that the serpent is an adversary and a symbol of the enemy, but also a wise bridge that connects right and left through the longing, much needed by our life. Wow. Desire is a powerful force that can be harnessed to our benefit or detriment. Desire leads us to strive, achieve, and reach out, but it can also be destructive. Desire. Acknowledging our desires, no longer resisting our desires. Leo has been resistant of their desires when it comes to relationships and when it comes to the kind of emotional support and this is about the emotional desires of the feminine and what the feminine desires, which is why she turned her head away from the Devil to the Hierophant, because she's realizing like, in order for me to really receive what I am desiring, I have to submit. I have to further submit. I can't hold myself. It's almost like you're no longer placating or settling for less. And you're no longer allowing yourself, there you go. Leo's no longer allowing themselves to be entrapped or imprisoned or held by older standards of what they were willing to accept when it comes to emotional support and the emotional needs. the emotional desires. Now, Leo is moving into the space where they're allowing themselves to be that much more authentic and flow without settling and allowing themselves to fall into their fixed nature, therefore bringing it in. This is chasing versus sitting back and allowing it to come to us. The snake can guide to deep internal work. It may indicate a desire for spiritual education, therapy, or the development of a greater self-awareness. The snake promises an expansion of personal power, healing, and regeneration to those willing to shed their old skin. We are reminded the power cannot come from the superficial world. We must go deep into the waters of the subconscious to find the answers we seek. The sinuous snake is also a symbol of sexuality. It decorated pagan phallic amulets and was also tied to the goddess and the mysteries of the feminine. The snake tells us the true self-mastery requires a unification of our dual nature. We must embrace masculine and feminine, present and past. We must accept the shadows as well as the light. There's something about integration that you guys hold for us in your fixed nature. And what you're stepping into is doing that. So thank you for your divine service. And I hope that what I was able to bring to the table in this reading today was able to help you see things from a different perspective. I think a lot of you guys are dealing with situations where your romantic and or sexual agreements with others have become bitter or become like there's not much enjoyment to be derived from it. And it's almost like, you know, Spirit is calling to Leo and saying, are you okay building a house at the end of a dead-end street with all of them? Because that's not where you belong, right? And there's a part of us that is allowing for that discomfort for a time in order for us to step into our true nature, to turn away from the devil and everything that we've been enslaved in the past and be able to kind of fall into our place. It's a triggering thing to do, and it's something that Leo has trouble with because Leo is constantly trying to feed the pride. You're trying to feed the whole family, especially in the feminine aspect, right? You're the one who goes out and hunts. You're the one who goes out and brings back the nutrients. But when they're lazy and they don't want to do their part, or they are not really receiving you, or even they don't want to receive the bounty that you bring back. They want to doubt your ability to hunt. They want to doubt you. They want to make you out to be a monster because you went and had to take out somebody from a neighboring pride, and now they're coming at you and telling you that you're the devil, right? Trying to make you out to be the problem. There's a lot of gaslighting energy coming at Leo right now. And with that being said, if you can hold yourself through it and the emotions through it, and you can allow yourself to detach from the different agreements that you've been holding on to out of pride, then you'll find yourself in a newly elevated space. And with that, I say God bless, and I leave you in your divine light of the divine creator.